Experimenting with food this morning. Been to the supermarket and I got some nice fresh produce, eggs. It was raining and everything got wet in Shelter Bay, so drying everything out. These cockpit cushions have been more wet than dry over the last few weeks. I'm not actually sure what's going to happen here. What it was, I got stale bread, and I remember years ago my mum making eggy bread, as she used to call it. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So made up a sort of just eggs mixed up with a bit of nutmeg and a few herbs, a little bit of salt, and trying to use up this stale bread, but I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm sure people watching are going to say, no, that's not the way you do it. Been stocking up, got the snacks bag all full up again. It's been a long time since that was full. I just seem to have spent the last few months in places where you can't get anything. Bought a new air horn. I gotta have that apparently if I'm going to go through the Panama Canal. It's part of the kit you have to have. Now I've got it. I just tried it. It's not bad boat food because you have to make sure all the egg is soaked through the bread before you cook it. But there's one thing I know: when in doubt, get the ketchup out. Yeah, baby. So, had my breakfast. It's Saturday here in Shelter Bay, in Cologne. So nothing to be done officially. So I have to go and pay for my canal transit on Monday. And they want cash, so I've got to raise an awful lot of cash. And the cash machines would only let me have $300 a time. We're talking several $1,000s here. But I made a deal with somebody to exchange some English money for dollars, so I'm going to do that, which would be brilliant. The boat again is in a mess, and before you say, Barry, why is your boat's always in a mess, it's because I'm always sorting things. I've taken everything out of the back cabin because I'm going to have some crew coming on board. You can't go through the big canal thing, the Panama Canal, without crew. You have to have 4 line handlers. I have to hire the lines. They're super long lines that go all the way up from the boat up to the top of the locks, because they're humongous locks. I mean, these locks take ships in, and I'm only a tiny little teeny yacht. So 4 line handlers, one basically for each corner of the boat. Then there's an advisor on board, which is from the Panamanian authorities. The boat has to all be in working order. Everything has to be fine. I have to get food enough to feed these people. I have to be in the command of my own vessel. I have to do all this stuff at the same time. So I'm up to here with stuff. I have to find these line handlers and hire them. I'm going to hire the ropes and the fenders, because these are super long ropes. They're not just normal rope. I'm going to arrange for a drop off and a pick up with them. Drop off and a pick up for the line handlers. When we get to the other side of Panama, I've got to figure out what to do there when we get to Panama City. So I've got a couple, a young couple, I hope, are coming on board. They've got their own YouTube channel. They've been with Sailing with the Winds on that channel. If you know that one, that's a really successful channel, really big sailing channel. And so they've been through the canal, so they're going to come with me. So they're going to be my sort of advisors and show me the ropes, as it were. So I'm doing the back cabin, and the amount of stuff in the back cabin is just unbelievable. So it's been there a long time, and the bicycle's got to come out. Like all solo yachts, the back cabin is always a great storage area, but now we have to empty it out. And as you can see, right back in there is the bicycle, and it's a full-size bicycle as well. That hasn't seen the light of day for about a year. She's been in there, so I got to heave her out and onto deck somehow. Yeah, when it's empty and all made up, it's actually quite nice in here. But I got to make room, because these guys are coming and they got lots of dive gear. They said, oh, by the way, we've got lots of kit. And I saw what they got on another video on YouTube when they were moving to another boat before. And it's like they've got bags and bags of stuff. I don't know how they travel with it, but man, I got to make some space for these guys.
Shelter Bay Marina is a crossroads for cruisers. But sooner or later, everybody goes to the Panama Canal. I went to help some friends.
That's a lake crew look.
The stern, please. But then watch the bows. Barry, if you could watch the bows, don't hit.
Right. I'll see you on the other side, kids.
Coming astern. Guy, jump on.
Take care. Bon voyage. Have a good one. Just doing some counting of money that I have to pay out. I would be so glad to leave this part of the world. Panama is probably one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive country to come to in the world with a boat. It costs, just for me and the boat, about $300 I think, just to get in the country. And then it's per person on top of that. So you can end up by being out of pocket by a lot of money. A family I know, it costs them $1,000 just to come into the country. But with this money, it's a little bit different. This is for the Panama Canal. Without the Panama Canal, of course, you've got to travel all the way around South America. So it's, for me, I have to come up with $1,800 to get through the canal. Some of that I get back. It's including a bond that you have to pay, and it is refundable providing you don't hit anything or do any damage on the way through. But the problem is, like all these places, including the money just to get in the country, they take cash. They don't do debit cards or credit cards. You have to pay cash, so you have to raise the money. And I've had a great deal of trouble raising the money, the cash, because my bank will only let me pull out a couple $100, $300 a time. Luckily, my next door neighbours fronted the money, and I'm going to pay them online, so I can do it tomorrow, go and pay for my transit, and I'm going to find out then when I'm going to go through. But this is all a headache. This is all extra on top of making sure the boat and everything else is correct. I've still got to rent lines and fenders and get myself a crew sorted out, because you need 4 people, and there's a supervisor that comes on board the boat which needs to be fed. All money. Another morning at Shelter Bay. People can get all sorts of problems with their boats. There's a guy down here who's got a problem like I've never seen before. You got to see this. There's going to be a war. A war against pests. Don't think they're on board the boat at the moment, and I don't think he'll mind me filming this. If you look very closely at that area there, you'll see a lot of, I think they're bees, but they're small animals, really small, flying around there. This boat's been in storage for quite some time, and they're supposed to be leaving today, and they've got a big ass nest there on the boom, and they're figuring out how the hell to get rid of it without starting a swarm or getting stung. Such is the sailing life. You never know what's going to happen next. Meanwhile, on the other side of the pontoon is this beautiful boat. It needs a bit of love and care. Unlike most boats, you've got the cockpit back there, then you have a side entrance to the companionway there that leads you down below. Some problems on the deck. There's a lot of woodwork. I think it's a fiberglass hull, but I don't know what's underneath that deck. It's obviously teak on the top, but what's underneath it I don't know. Then of course there's the best boat in the marina, with her beautiful new anti-fouling on. Sunshade up. It's actually sunny today. It's the first time that bad boy's been out of the back cabin for over a year. Beautiful marina, but it is hellish expensive. Yesterday a friend and myself went to a place called the Free Zone here in Colón, and it's a place where you can get duty free. I bought myself a new phone because my old one decided to pack in, and I don't know if you can see that, that's the battery. It's sort of got a swollen look about it. That's the old one. So, and this is dual SIM, which is ideal for traveling, so I can have my home phone number and local card in there as well. That was part of the day. The rest of it was paying for the canal crossing, and I was loaded up with all my documents and about $2,000 in cash, and we were in some parts of town that you didn't really want to be walking around with. $2,000 of cash, passport, irreplaceable papers, bank cards, and so on and so forth. But the job's done now. Yeah, had to pay cash. This country just runs on cash, dollars as well, US dollars, that's the thing. So that's done. Today I've got to make a call, which I can do in a minute, to the authorities to find out that if the paperwork's gone through properly, and also get a date to cross the canal into the Pacific. Yes, but it's all very scary. I was going to go this week, but I kind of hit a brick wall. Been kind of it's been tough. I've had a hard week, just organizing everything, a crew, and getting the boat ready and doing some engine work. And I decided to give myself another few days breathing space here, so I'm going to go on a Monday. I think it'll be next Monday, because I am completely exhausted, and I'd like a few days to myself rather than boat stuff. And I need to edit some videos, which takes forever to do. They're getting longer and longer. The one I'm just doing now is 20 minutes long. So, oh my God, it's a monster. What is this monster I've created? It's a beautiful monster though, and I'm loving it. I'm not complaining. I'm just going to do this next part, but I'm just going to take a few days extra just to get myself together and sort things out. So that's where we are at the moment. I'm going to make a call now and see where I'm going. Oh, it's sad to say goodbye to people. Saying goodbye to my friend John, who's before me crossing the Panama Canal, a swine. But no, I'm going to see him on the other side, so that's cool.
Battling the savage sea.
Yeah. Now you behave yourself, Brian.
Okay. It's a good time to start.
Don't drink too much.
We don't be doing our best.
I see the captain's sober this morning. There's John and his boat Heckler just going out of the lagoon, and it's Shaddy's turn next. You ready, Shaddy? No, I don't think we're quite ready yet.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And also thank you to my wonderful patrons for their amazing help. If you'd like to get involved, please go and check out my Patreon page. For real-time updates, I'm on Facebook, Adventures of an Old Sea Dog. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and I'm just everywhere, really.
Panama is probably the most expensive country. I gotta itch my take two. Barry. You rubber, you're talking shit. Around the bottom of South Africa. Oh, oops.